This could be the biggest crypto story of all of 2025. But first, let's talk about this somewhere a little bit nicer. That's better. Guys, listen, the Security and Exchange Commission basically just gave you the playbook for free. They outright just told us that these are their 5 favorite altcoins. There's the obvious one, Ethereum, XRP, Dogecoin, Solana, and Cardano. Other than Bitcoin, these are the only 5 cryptocurrencies right now that have approved spot ETFs in the United States, with a slight asterisk on Solana and ADA. But I'll get to that. If you don't know, a spot ETF has the power to send altcoin prices parabolic. But relax and don't throw a temper tantrum if your favorite coin isn't on this list yet.
It doesn't matter.
Am I lying? It do matter! It does matter! It does matter! What the hell did you just say, yo?
As many as 92 more ETF approvals could be around the corner, with 7 new altcoins in particular on the fast track for approval. And I've got the list right here. I'll tell you exactly which coins could hit the exchanges soon, including 2 wildcards, SHIB and HBAR. By the end of this video, you will feel insanely bullish. Welcome to the Coin Zone. I hope you guys like our new setup. Obviously, I'm Crypto with Paul, and what I'm about to show you will probably change how you look at altcoins forever. But first, let's get the boring stuff out of the way. I'm your buddy Paul. You know me. I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I claim to be one. I'm just a guy with small hands and big opinions on crypto. So do your own research. This isn't financial advice. This isn't legal advice. And I'm not going to give you relationship advice either. Now, here's what you actually need to know. The SEC's love affair with these altcoins is actually a very recent development. Kind of like my recent development with the hard hat Powell memes. And it's insane to think how we got here. The SEC, yes, the former agency ran by Gary Gensler, who crushed the entire industry for years, hit everybody with legal fees, and basically treated the entire industry like naive third graders with big dreams that were just way too far-fetched. They just said that these 6 coins are built different. They're special and they're approved. Bitcoin and Ethereum got standalone ETFs. Dogecoin and XRP have their own dedicated funds, and Solana and Cardano are included in Grayscale's GDLC fund. But why do they love these 6 coins? Why now, and what is coming next? I'm going to share with you what nobody else is talking about. The SEC didn't just approve these randomly. There is a timeline, a pattern, a method to this madness. And once you see it, you'll be able to spot which coins could potentially be next. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Why do I care about exchange-traded funds? Why would I let someone buy crypto for me? Can't I just buy my favorite altcoins on a DEX or something like Coinbase? It's a good question, and you're right. But this isn't really for you. Not really, at least. Let me break this down with a simple example. So imagine your Uncle Bob. Bob is 65. He has a 401k with $1 million in it. He watches CNBC every morning, thinks Jim Cramer is the guru of investing. Now, Uncle Bob is never going to open a Coinbase account. And I guarantee you, he's never going to set up a MetaMask wallet. I actually have an Uncle Bob, and he can barely even use his cell phone. I'm talking about the type of uncle that takes a FaceTime call and his face is this close to the screen. Yes, that guy, and he's never going to figure out what a seed phrase is. What this basically means is that until now, he wouldn't be able to pump your bags, but he might give you some money on Christmas. Not unless it becomes dirt easy for him to get exposed to altcoins. Because what he would do is call his broker at Charles Schwab and say, put 5% of my portfolio into that Dogecoin thing. Just like that, one phone call, no wallets, bada bing, bada boom, and he's good. New money and fresh capital that has never touched crypto before. Tom Lee from Fundstrat, the guy who predicted Bitcoin being at $100,000 when it was just at $4,000, says spot ETFs could create a supply shock. And according to one of Lee's latest predictions, Bitcoin could reach around $250,000 in the next 12 months. That's according to a 2024 article from Yahoo Finance. Now, why would this happen? Because the demand for Bitcoin ETFs would heavily exceed Bitcoin's supply, and that would push the price up, according to Coinpedia, and that's a 2024 article. Think about it. There's only 900 new Bitcoins being mined per day, but BlackRock was buying 10,000 per day at its peak. Where does that supply come from? From holders selling at higher prices. Supply and demand. Economics 101, simple stuff. So what does that mean for alts? Well, Bitcoin didn't really see its first spot ETF until last year after years of rejection. The SEC finally cracked. They didn't approve just one, they didn't approve 5, but they approved 11 spot ETFs in one day. There was BlackRock's iShare, there was Fidelity, there was Grayscale, there was Van Eck, there was 21 shares. The biggest names in TradFi suddenly had the permission to sell Bitcoin to grandma's retirement fund. Within days, these ETFs were trading, billions flowing in, Bitcoin shooting towards new all-time highs. Bitcoin has been waiting for this moment since 2013 when the Winklevoss twins first applied for an ETF, got rejected, and then basically 11 years later, they finally got the stamp of approval. Gary Gensler, the SEC chair at the time, fought tooth and nail for this not to happen. He called it the crypto Wild West and said that it was just riddled with fraud. But then something changed. The courts forced his hand. And in August 2023, Grayscale won a court case against the SEC. The judge basically said, you can't keep saying no, Gary, without any good reason. And just like that, Clown Nose Gary Gins was created, the floodgates opened, and Bitcoin was just the appetizer. May 2024, just 4 months after Bitcoin's approval, the SEC shocked everybody again. 8 spot Ethereum ETFs approved, just like that. BlackRock, Fidelity, Franklin Templeton, Van Eck, Grayscale, Bitwise, 21 shares, and Invesco/Galaxy. Now think about this timing. It took Bitcoin 11 years to get approved. It took Ethereum just 4 months after that. You see the acceleration and the momentum shift? July 23rd, 2024. These ETFs hit the NYSE and the CBOE. The day one trading volume was over $1 billion. But here is when it gets really interesting. September 18th, 2025, this is when the game changed forever. Rex shares and Osprey funds did something that nobody saw coming. They launched the first Dogecoin ETF under ticker DOGE. Yes, guys, a Dogecoin, the picture of a meme of a dog, the one that Elon Musk tweets about. The SEC said, yeah, sure, let's get it. But wait, because it gets crazier. The same day, on September 18th, 2025, Rex and Osprey also launched an XRP spot ETF under the ticker XRPR. XRP, guys, the same token that the SEC spent 5 years suing Ripple over. The same token that Gary Gensler called an unregistered security. Think about what just happened. Because XRP holders, you guys got the last laugh. And the SEC went from everything's a security to here's your Dogecoin ETF in less than 2 years. But while everybody was focused on individual gains, Grayscale pulled off something absolutely game-changing. The Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund, which was the first approved multi-crypto ETF in the United States. We have Bitcoin, which was 80.8% of the fund, Ethereum 11.1% of the fund, and then the game changers, Cardano, Solana, and XRP, all in one fund. All SEC approved. Do you understand what this means? The SEC didn't just approve these cryptos individually. They said, yes, you can bundle them all together, sell them as a package, and these ones are the safe ones. And according to the filing that I'm looking at right here, this was approved under the SEC's new generic listing standards. Standards that are about to change everything. Because we're about to see way more of your favorite altcoins get the superstar treatment sooner than you can say, bye-bye, Gary Gensler. September 24th, 2025, Reuters breaks the news. The SEC just approved new generic listing standards. What does this mean? It means the floodgates are officially open. Any cryptocurrency with a regulated futures market for more than 6 months has a fast track to get an ETF approved. No more years of waiting. No more individual reviews for every single application. And here's the insane part. According to Galaxy Research, at least 7 different altcoins qualify immediately. Are you guys ready for this? Dogecoin, Chainlink, Stellar, Avalanche, Shiba Inu, Polkadot, and Hedera. Imagine Uncle Bob being able to buy AVAX or Shiba just by calling his broker or by using the NASDAQ. This is the most insane thing to happen in crypto since that guy wasted all of his future wealth on a pizza. And yes, there's more. Somehow, there's more. According to Yahoo Finance, as of September 2025, 92 crypto ETFs are waiting for approval too. 92, guys. That's not just a wave. That is a freaking tsunami. Now, before we get into which coins could be getting this institutional treatment soon, you're probably wondering, what changed? How did the SEC go from kill crypto to, yo, you guys should totally be buying ETH instead of Apple? 2 words, Paul Atkins, my guy. Great name too. Chairman Atkins was nominated by President Donald Trump on January 20th of 2025 and officially approved by the US Senate on April 9th of 2025. This is the same Paul Atkins who has been pro-crypto since 2018. He sits on the board of crypto firms, and he's the one saying that crypto innovation has been stifled for years. Now compare that to Gary Gensler, who called crypto the Wild West, who sued Coinbase, Kraken, basically everybody under the sun. Gary Gensler's strategy was regulation via enforcement. Sue first and then make rules basically never. Paul Atkins' strategy: establish a rational, fit-for-purpose regulatory framework for cryptocurrencies. And it's not just Paul Atkins either, the entire SEC has shifted. They created a crypto task force led by Hester Pierce herself, or aka the Crypto Mom. Project Crypto was enacted, a comprehensive initiative to modernize the US regulatory framework for digital assets and position the United States as the global leader in crypto markets. The United States government just declared that they want to be the global leader in crypto. But here's where you need to be paying attention because the clock is ticking. October 2025, some huge approvals could be right around the corner. I'm talking multiple SEC deadlines, multiple decisions based on hours of research. So here's what I believe is coming. Number 1, Solana. This one's basically guaranteed. It's already available in Grayscale's fund like we talked about, and it's basically just a formality at this point. But soon you'll be able to buy spot SOL ETFs on their own. Multiple issuers have filed. There's Grayscale, Van Eck, Bitwise, 21 shares, and Canary Capital. The decision on this is expected at some point in Q4. Number 2, we have Cardano. This one is already in the Grayscale fund too. So it's basically pre-approved. So anybody that wants exposure to this ADA ETF, you might just have to wait a month or two longer, so we'll see what happens in Q4. Grayscale filed the S1 in August, and the deadline for this is on October 26th. Number 3 is Litecoin. This one has been on a short list for an ETF for a minute now, and the deadline for this one is also in October. And here's the thing, Litecoin has had CME futures for over 6 months, so with this new rule, Litecoin could be good to go, just like that. Number 4 is Polkadot. This is another Grayscale filing, but this could be huge news because this would be the first ever Polkadot ETF. And again, guys, that's just October. By the end of the year, we could see a whole lot more. Based on the SEC's new criteria, here is a list of altcoins that could see their first ETF very soon. Number 1, we have BNB. This Rex Osprey filed for a BNB ETF with staking rewards. This is originally projected for November 9th of 2025. And Van Eck filed for a similar application. This would be crazy because with this, you can earn staking rewards through a traditional brokerage. Then we have Chainlink. Bitwise filed on August 26th. This will be the first potential Chainlink ETF with Link powering half of DeFi's Oracle needs. Institutional interest is pretty massive. Then we have Hedera. Canary Capital's filing shows a 1.95% management fee. Bloomberg analysts give it a 90% approval odds. HBAR honestly could really surprise everybody. Then we have everyone's kind of second favorite dog coin, Shiba Inu. No filing yet, but it still meets all the criteria. The CME futures exist, so if someone files, it could just be like that. And then we have Avalanche. Grayscale filed the conversion S1, and I would not be surprised at all if we got an Avalanche ETF. It has been getting so much attention lately, especially from the likes of Anthony Scaramucci of Skybridge Capital. And here's one dark horse pick for you guys. Stellar XLM. It qualifies under the new rules, 6 months of CME trading. So if someone goes to file for it, it could just get approved like that. Let's pause here for a sec. Pun intended. If you hold any of these cryptocurrencies, pat yourself on the back. Congratulations, because now the SEC also sees the value in these altcoins. But if you're not, you got a couple of options. Look into some of these coins on this list, do your own research about them, and just see if any of these appeal to you. Or get some smart positioning in one of these other altcoins that could potentially be on the short list to get approved soon. Because guys, again, never financial advice, but these ETF approvals seem to move mountains. When Bitcoin spot ETF was approved, it rallied 75% in just 2 months. And when Ethereum's ETFs launched, despite a bear market, it held up strong while everything else crashed. But here's a big warning. Not all altcoins will get an ETF approval. In fact, probably most of them won't, even with these looser approvals. So don't get it twisted. The SEC right now is still picking winners and losers. And if your coin isn't on this list, you either need to rally your community together or probably figure out a new play. And guys, we feature altcoin interviews right here on this channel. So let us know if there's somebody that you want us to sit down with and shine a spotlight on your favorite cryptocurrency that you think should get an ETF approval as well. I promise you, we read every comment. And crypto really just never feels easy. It always feels like the big dogs are trying to come in and crush us. The SEC spent years trying to destroy crypto, and old money called us crazy for years for even just touching this stuff. Pause. And now all of a sudden, they both want in. So this moment, this is different. For the first time ever, the United States government is saying, we want in, we want to lead the revolution. Let's mine all the rest of the Bitcoin in existence. They're saying that crypto is legit and that it belongs in portfolios. The SEC approved the first ever multi-asset ETP, paving the way for Grayscales to come in right behind it. And that's not just approval, guys, that's endorsement. We're watching the financialization of crypto in real time, a bridging of two worlds that just a couple years ago basically never even seemed possible. Your parents' financial advisor can now recommend Dogecoin. Your company's 401k that you have, you can now get Solana in that. Your Uncle Bob, who holds his face 2 inches away from the screen on a FaceTime call, can now get XRP in his pension fund. This is not the Wild West anymore. This is Wall Street meets crypto, and it's happening right now in real time. But here's the thing with opportunities like this. They do not last forever. So do me a favor, guys. If you felt like you got value from this video, subscribe to our channel here on YouTube, because we're giving you the information that you actually need. We want to help you find your own path. So by joining our community, you'll have access to the stories that basically nobody else is telling you. From where I'm sitting right now, we're in the sweet spot. The regulation is clear, the approvals are coming, and knowledge is everything. But I want to hear from you, guys. What approvals do you think are coming next in regards to ETFs? What altcoin do you think deserves an ETF? Are you positioned for October? And more importantly, what do you want to see get approved? Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments, like this video, share it with your Uncle Bob if you still talk to him. Because remember, guys, in crypto, the early bird doesn't get the worm, it gets the 100x. As always, I'm Crypto with Paul. You're watching the Coin Zone, and I'll see you in the next video to break down another case. Peace out, guys.